David Smith here with another Flipped Classroom math video. A few tips before we get started. Remember, you can always pause the video to make extra notes or write down questions for when we meet in class. Also, remember to pause the video when I provide an example. Work that problem, then start the video up again and see how well you did. You can also turn on the captions so you can see my words written below on the screen. You can also speed up or slow down the video if you wish. Remember to think hard, follow along, and bring your best brain to the next time we have class. Today, we're going to review the recently covered expansion techniques, starting with our distributive law. I've got 3 example problems, and let's work through them. Pause the video, see if you can do that. Okay, let's see how it went. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 2 is minus 6. Great, now try this one. See what you get. Okay, 4x times x is 4x squared. 4x times 1 is 4x. Now let's try this last one. Oops, forgot that. Pause the video. All right, let's see what you got. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 1 is minus 3. 4 times 2x is plus 8x, and 4 times 2 is plus 8. Now we can simplify by collecting like terms. I have a 3x and an 8x, so that gives me 11x. Minus 3 and a plus 8 is plus 5. Okay, now let's review the binomial products, or the FOIL rule. Okay, so again, pause the video, see what you get with that one. Okay, first, outside, inside, last. Combine like terms to simplify. X squared plus 12x plus 27. Okay, moving on. Here's one that's a little bit more complicated. Pause the video. Okay, let's see what you got. 3x times 4x is 12x squared. That's the first. Plus 3x for my outside, minus 28x for my inside, and my last is minus 7. Combine like terms, bring down my 12x squared. I have plus 3x minus 28x is minus 25x minus 7. Okay, now let's review the perfect square pattern. I think this is probably the most complicated pattern in the unit, so I gave you 3 problems this time. Okay, so pause the video, try that one. Okay, I'm going to use what I know about the perfect square pattern. It's going to be this squared plus twice this times this. Okay, so I'm going to get x squared plus 2 times 7 times x. That's going to be 14x plus 49. Okay, all right, now try this one, x minus 12 squared. Pause the video. All right, let's see what you got. Same pattern. It's going to be this squared minus twice 12 times x, so that's going to be minus 24x plus 144. Okay? All right, one last one, a little bit harder. 9x minus 8 squared. Pause the video. Okay, let's see how you did. 9x squared is going to be 81x squared, like that. Then I have 2 times 9 times 8. This ends up being 144x. And then 8 squared is 64. Okay? Now, if you have trouble putting together this middle term, I suggest you do a little bit more practice. And then remember, you could always test your result just by foiling any one of those. Our last lesson in this particular section was giving you some more practice with the complicated expansion problems, like this one, which is a binomial times a trinomial. Pause the video, give it a try. Okay, let's see how you did. First 2 terms gives me x to the third. X times negative 7x gives me negative 7x squared. X times positive 3 gives me plus 3x. Now I do the same with the 2. That gives me 2x squared. This times that gives me minus 14x. And lastly, 2 times 3 gives me plus 6 for my constant. Combine like terms. only one cubed term, but I have two squareds, so that resolves down to 5x squared. And then I have two basic x terms. That resolves down to minus 11x, and I have my plus 6 at the end. Okay? So what I'd like you to do is try that one. A little more complicated. Pause the video. Okay, let's see how you did. Remember that this is x plus 4 times x plus 4 times x plus 4. Now, if you couldn't get started on that one, pause the video now and see if you can finish it with that. Okay, so the way we do these is we do FOIL on this first one, or actually, this is a perfect square, so it's going to go a little faster, and then we multiply the result by that one. Okay, so this is going to be x squared plus 2 times 4 times x, which is going to be 8x plus 16. Put down my parentheses, times x plus 4. Now this is just another one of these where we have a lot of steps to keep track of. It's a little picky, you just got to do it right. So, x squared times x is x to the third. X squared times 4 is 4x squared. 8x times x is 8x squared. 8x times 4 is going to be 32x. And then 6 times 16 gives me, or 6 times x gives me 16x. And then 16 times 4 gives me 64. Running out of room over there, I hope you can see that. Now let's combine our like terms. X to the third. Now I have a 4x squared and an 8x squared, so that's plus 12x squared. And then I have a 32x and a 16x, that's 48x plus my 64.
If you still have questions, write them down now and bring them to our next class. You can also watch the video again and perfect your notes. Finally, if you enjoyed watching my video, please click the like button down below. And if you'd like to help me grow my YouTube channel, please click subscribe.